Hello and welcome into the PHNX Cardinals podcast presented by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave us a 5-star review. I'm Johnny Venerable on the eve of Memorial Day weekend, joined as always by Mr. Damien Anderson, the pride of Northwestern, and former Arizona Cardinal great Frank Sanders, number 81. Two ex-Cardinals on the show and one schlubby host here to crack open a cold one on a holiday weekend. How we doing, fellas?
Johnny, I'm happy it's Friday, but I'm just going to say, think about it. You made it at 5'6", going to the state championship. You're still on a show with Frank Sanders and Damien Anderson.
That's
You're
right.
Still on
I
a show
count my blessings every day.
I mean, I'm just saying, you made it, bro. You made it.
Look, I agree with DA 100%, bro. You are in a class of its own, man. 100%.
I appreciate
JB.
that.
Look, you bench press 300 pounds, man. You was one of the star-studded running backs.
People who are tuning in right now do not want to hear this. Like, I love you both. Stop.
You were the man over in school. Dad was the coach. Made sure you got the rock. How many people you smashed? Man. That's what I want to say.
I used to go to the sideline and beg for carries, and he would tell me, "Don't beg. You have to wait your turn." Because we had a lot of capable players on my state runner-up team. All right, let's get to some Cardinal news. First of all, thank you for joining us. Hope everybody's having a great end to their week after a very difficult week. And we can't ignore it. We haven't ignored it. Just the horrific tragedy that took place in Texas earlier this week. Continue to bring awareness to that situation here at PHNX. Continue to offer our support, our sympathy, our thoughts and prayers, everything and anything, how we can better ourselves moving forward. The PHNX Cardinals podcast today, we're going to talk about how the Arizona Cardinals can get better as we look at the infrastructure of this team, gentlemen. 53-man roster. We're in OTAs right now. We're dabbling. We've got some youth there, some rookies. Veterans are in and out of the building. That's to be expected. You've got Watt, Zach Ertz and company. They're in the house. But I thought it was a good time to level set before the June 1st cut date, in which guys like Jordan Phillips, they're going to be set out into the wild. The Cardinals have some holes to fill on the roster still. And I don't think anybody expects this roster to be perfect come August and September. But I wanted to pose a question to you in the audience. So looking at the landscape of this team right now, what would you say, and I'll start with you, Frank, is the biggest hole on the Arizona Cardinal team as it stands today on May 27th?
I'm going to stay in my lane. Let me do that. I think I can speak to that without a problem because we already know we're going to lose DeAndre Hopkins for like 6 games thus far. But when we look at the room, we got a bunch of rookies that we picked up, off the street. But let's just look at our veterans right now. We still got Rondale Moore, who was he didn't play a full season healthy yet with the Arizona Cardinals. But we got Marquise Brown. He's had a 1,000-yard season last year, but in reality, he's had a couple of injuries the first couple of years while he was in the NFL. So if anybody gets hurt on this football team and any one of these receivers get hurt, and we're going to stand up and become a playmaker. I know that we got Trey McBride and we've also got Zach Ertz. That's tight ends. That's not in that room. But when I look at my receiving core and I'm going to look at my guys, and I'm the guy that's standing in the room, you're talking about, oh, God help us with AJ Green if he's not there. If he has to be our starting right wide receiver on the end in our foursome. That's a struggle for some people right now. Out of this rookie class that we brought in, a couple of guys, just to name some name of Christian Blake out of northern Illinois. We got still Andy Isabella. God help us if he has to start. I don't even know why he's still on the roster. John Trell Kirkland. I'm not sure. He's a kid from Louisiana State, just a rookie. And then Jerry Smith, another rookie. And then Javonte Payton, another rookie. After that, if anybody gets hurt, any starting receiver gets hurt right now, Brown gets hurt, AJ gets hurt, or Rondale Moore gets hurt, we're struggling. I'm not taking anything away from Mr. Wesley. He played last year. He balled. I'm okay with that. But my receiver room is a struggle. I'm going to throw a little caveat in there also as well. Outside of Kyler Murray, if he's hurt, another 3 guys we brought on this in our quarterback room, outside of Trace McSorley and Jared, God, I can't even say his last name. I apologize. Jared G. and then Colt McCoy. Hey, guess what? Colt gave us 2 wins, but that's it. And I can see why when you say why did the Raiders bring in a a veteran quarterback with a name that potentially, if something happens to their starting quarterback, he could be a solid replacement. And again, that's Colin Kaepernick, who hadn't played 5 years. That's just somebody that the guys might be able to lean on. If anybody gets hurt in our receiving core, I'm struggling to find the guy that can be a replacement.
So basically, Frank said, the Cardinals need Kyler Murray. I mean, not Kyler Murray, Colin Kaepernick. That's
Sorry, what?
You heard it here first. That's what Frank said.
We need a veteran like.
No, you make some great points. I like the depth at quarterback. That can always help. I think Colt McCoy, not sure what year he's entering, but he's been in the league nearly a decade, and Kyler respects him. So I think that he's a adequate backup. For me, Johnny, losing a guy like Chandler Jones, and I'm going to continue to beat this drum. And I know that you got some draft picks and Sanders and Thomas, who are potentially great players, they're hugely unknowns. And seeing the void that losing JJ last year, what it meant, don't get me wrong, Marcus Golden is a stud. I know that we had Devon Kennard there on the infographic as we came into the show. He's a good player, but in terms of his payout, in terms of what you wanted him to produce, we haven't seen that yet. I think that to answer your question, it's defensive line depth. The reason why I'm not too concerned with offense is because you could have a solid offensive line, not above average, not below average. But if you have an above average quarterback who's athletic and can extend the play, he eliminates or mitigates a lot of those areas of concern, right? And to Frank's point, yes, that's a whole bunch of ifs, if you would, if you could, if you should. You know what I mean? If these guys got hurt, you hope that they play, but I think it's going to come back and come down to two guys staying healthy, Kyler Murray and J.J. Watt. If those two can stay healthy, the Arizona Cardinals can do what they do, and that's make plays and, kiss babies at the end of the game.
If Frank, I'd be with you on the receiver front if they hadn't acquired Hollywood Brown. I think we saw the lack of depth in this receiving core last year after DeAndre Hopkins went out, and that was with Christian Kirk in house. I just feel like Hollywood Brown is going to make a difference. And then you couple that with Trey McBride, who we talked about yesterday, I'm very high on. I do think they're going to have enough to supplement the loss of Hopkins. Now, can you replicate him? No, but I'm higher on Hollywood Brown than most. I'll have egg on my face if it doesn't work out. I think he's going to have a resurgence, kind of historically great season in terms for him. I think he's looking at 1,300 yards. I really do. I'm with Damien on the defensive front seven, but I go back and forth between defensive tackle and outside linebacker. Here is why I am tempted to go defensive line over outside linebacker. And you can either or, if you get your hand in the ground, if you're standing up. I give Vance Joseph some grief on this programming. I think he's a good, solid defensive coordinator. He has always been able to manufacture pressure since he's been the defensive coordinator for the Arizona Cardinals. They've always been amongst the top teams in sacks. I mean, he really did a service to Hassan Reddick, kind of renaissance his career and saved his career from the Cardinals and their ineptitude of moving him inside. And then, guys like Dennis Gardeck, I think he can do enough with Kennard, who's fighting for his NFL life right now. He came back on a minimal salary. He's gonna be given the starting job, and we can see if he can hang on to it. Gardeck is now over a full year removed from injury. And then, as Damien mentioned, you've got those two young edge rushers and then Marcus Golden. I think you'll have just enough. But I also think it's a position the Cardinals may want to look at next offseason. I'm going to go defensive line, whether it's the 5 technique or the 3 technique, because I have watched too many games, even with J.J. Watt, where just the depth of this defensive line is not there. They're pushed up front. The only time the Cardinals defense really had success was when the offense jumped out to a big lead and they forced the other team to be one-dimensional. When teams like the Packers, who are not known for their physicality, can come into State Farm Stadium on that Thursday night, and I get it, no Watt in that game, and just run rampant on you. And the Cardinals were gashed throughout the second half of the season. I do not know if the defensive line has any penetrators to run prevention or pass protection or pass rush. So I will go just the front 3 defensive line. Zach Allen's in a contract year. It's time for him to play the best football of his career and put it together for 17 games. If we can get J.J. Watt healthy, and as Damien said, I even just give me like 75% of, peak J.J. Watt and just him out there, rotational guy. I think that's in the best interest of this team. I do not like the depth of the defensive line at all. I've not seen enough from Leki Fotu or Rashad Lawrence to make me believe they're anything but backups. Michael Dogme, I think, needs to play more. Corey Peters is old and out the door. This is a position group. Unlike, inside linebacker and now pass rush, they haven't invested young premium talent. Everybody wants to bang on the secondary. And we got people in the chat and on Twitter saying it's not a good group. Budda Baker came out. It's the most talented group he's been around. Give me talent over okay, yeah, I know I can check a box with a Patrick Peterson, but he's 30 plus years old. I feel like that's what we're doing with the defensive line with J.J. Watt.
It is a gamble right now where we are. We let go Chandler Jones, who has basically played outside of the COVID situation he had last year. We let him go, and we decided to keep JJ, who has not finished a full football season in the last 3 years. And I don't know why that happened, but that was the decision that was made. Unfortunately, I agree with you guys in regards to we do need to go into the free agency market and find some guys that we can bring.
But guys, I throw this back out to you. With everything that we're saying, they hedge their bets on offense. Obviously, you got DeAndre Hopkins. You got, as Steve called it, a controlled cost with Hollywood Brown. You got Kyler Murray. You're probably going to do his deal this year. You got Trey McBride. You got Zach Ertz. You got James Conner. You got all these great pieces that you have ideally for a Cliff Kingsbury air raid system and a mobile athletic quarterback in Kyler Murray. So they hedge all their bets offensively. And we've seen it happen before with Patrick Mahomes, the defense being not elite as the offense, carry him to a Super Bowl. We've seen it happen before with Aaron. With Aaron in Green Bay, we've seen him be offensively be statistically great, him be playing out of his mind, what you have to be when you're an elite quarterback. And I think that's what we need to see from Kyler. It's like, okay, we're giving you everything that you wanted. You wanted to buy the groceries, we gave you the groceries. You wanted the money, we gave you the money. You wanted, some more weapons, we gave you everything that you need. You have to show up. And I think that's what they're hedging their bets on. But to your point, Johnny, yes, I believe defense, interior lineman, you have to see something big from Lawrence this year. I know we want J.J. Watt, as you said, maybe if he's on a play count, whatever it is, but Lawrence needs to step up being a fourth round? I think my notes say a fourth round pick. So.
He and Leki Fotu were both taken in the fourth round 2 years ago. Both came from good programs, Utah, and of course Sherrod Lawrence was on that LSU national championship team. I will not blame Keim in the sense of the defensive line. I think he's wanted to address it in the draft early. The board has not fallen to him. What are you going to take Quinnen Williams over Kyler Murray? Of course not. They wanted Derek Brown. He went right before them before they took Isaiah Simmons. And then you look at this year. It's a bad defensive line class, bad defensive tackle class in terms of the top-end talent that would have been available to you at pick 23. And then,
you weren't getting them at 23, Johnny. You weren't
No, you're not getting a superstar. It all comes back to they're making up for the mistakes or attempting to of the past. Robert Nkemdiche was drafted over Chris Jones. Horrific franchise-altering decision there. Darius Philon was a free agent signing from the Chargers at the time. Never played a snap for this team. So what they do, so they have to supplement, and they go in and they pay for J.J. Watt, who for everything we love about him, we're going to talk about him here in the second segment, it can't stay healthy, to your guys' point. So it's a position, you get an impact defensive lineman, like those guys don't hit the market. They hit the market when they're older and they're broken down and they're expensive. And yeah, you can, like Akeem Hicks signs tomorrow, the Cardinals are better, but that's not fixing all their problems. No. You need a young, stout defensive tackle that can come at, you need a DeForest Buckner type of player that they haven't had since Campbell and Dockett. And the only way to get that is you gotta invest some premium draft capital. And to Steve's credit and support, like it just hasn't been there because I think he's been jonesing for an SEC defensive tackle.
So let me get this straight. Are you guys, let's play devil's advocate a little bit. So are you trying to say that Steve Keim in his infinite wisdom is going to wait this thing out to about week 5 or 6 or 7 to really hit the market in bringing in some veteran defensive line that might come in and help, that could help add to or stop the.
I think he could add. Frank, add somebody this summer.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it could absolutely happen. I mean, we've seen the Ertz trade. We've seen Von Miller go to LA, and Hey, what happens? They win a Super Bowl. It's those key pieces. The latter part of the year, you identify. You're always self-scouting, right, Frank? I mean, you know that in your golf game, Johnny. We review tape afterwards to make sure that we articulate and say exactly what we're supposed to say. Whatever it is, you're always self-scouting, and I think that we know that. That's why they have a trade deadline for for GMs to do what they do and go see what's out there and what's available to trade. But the thing about it is, the Cardinals' talent makes them who they are. What would they be willing to give up in order to get some type of and Johnny, I know that we identified interior defensive linemen, but what would they be willing to give up? Is it draft picks to get a guy like that because it's Super Bowl or bust?
Yeah, you'd have to be where you were last year. Like, they thought they were Super Bowl contenders. Of course they did. They were undefeated at the time they acquired Zach Ertz. And so it's like, okay, well, we lost Max Williams. So we're going to go out and we can give up a 6th-round pick and a rotational depth corner for Zach Ertz. And I think that could be the play. Midseason, you feel like, damn, we're a piece away or two on the defensive line. Let's go get some help. Pass rusher, I would include pass rusher in that. If you get midseason, the rookies are slow to adapt. Devon Kennard's just not it. But I don't necessarily feel like right now I'm telegraphing another midseason addition. I would rather spend the little money they have now and refortify a couple positions. We've talked about it. I want to get to a couple comments here in the chat. Jordan P. Johnny, we had Travis Jones at 55 sitting right there. We could have traded up a couple picks from 87 to get him. I absolutely blame Keim. Well, he is not ever taken a defensive lineman on day 2. So, the Rodney Gun, other than Kareem Martin in 2014 was a 3rd-round pick, but he is not.
Right?
Yeah,
so was Calais and Doc.
Second round, but Calais was those guys were Rod Graves draft picks. I think Calais was one of the last under Rod Graves. So as Mr. Speedo take a sip of his drink. So I think the general consensus, if we pulled the fan base, would be front 7.
I'm trying to drink this story you're telling me, man. I just got to ask this. Is this a double negative on behalf of the Arizona Cardinals? One, that we have the Super Bowl here, and so they could be tanking in some way. This is a question. This is a question.
No. Okay.
Because we stunk in the free agency part. And number 2, DA noticed once you get the bag, you good. You chilling. Like once you get paid, you can chill for the most part. So now that Cliff has got his security blanket, and Steve Keim got his security blanket, and then add that caveat along with that the NFL doesn't want the host team to be playing in the NFL in the Super Bowl again. Is that a conspiracy theory? I'm going to be the guy that's going to be a conspiracy head on this show.
You need to stop hanging out at the barbershop, Frank. And
nah, man, I'm just saying. I got to figure this out, man. Talk to me.
I don't think
I'll let Damien answer that.
I mean, I'm going to go back to Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore. I don't remember which one it is, but we are all now dumber for hearing that statement. No, I'm just messing. Frank, no, I don't think so, because I think that they're going all out. I think I think that they're trying to win. They're absolutely trying to win. I think that they're just trying to secure some cornerstones of their organization. Cliff Kingsbury, Steve Keim. Obviously, Steve communicated earlier this week and said that was just part of the plan. Hey, free agency, draft, and then Kyler's going to be addressed in the summer. And you hope that he fulfills his word because of what Kyler means to this team. I think it would be dope as a fan and as a local for the Arizona Cardinals to play in their stadium. I mean, obviously it's worked for the Rams and it's worked for the Buccaneers. So, I mean, last couple of years, that's what it's been. Will it happen? Do I think that they need to make those in-season acquisitions, Johnny? I believe so for that defensive line. I think that for those interior guys, in order to take this team, whether it be defensive interior or defensive end outside linebacker, those two are two needed spaces to help them get over the edge and just get where they need to go to be elite and go and make a Super Bowl run.
I think we can all agree it's an offensive team, and it's going to live or die with Kyler Murray in the offense, run and shoot. If they get out to leads, big leads like they did last year, the defense can pin their ears back, just like in week 1 with Chandler Jones at company, and eat. But if the offense sputters, the team's going to struggle. I think that's the bottom line. Speaking of the bottom line, gentlemen, the DraftKings Sportsbook app is your place for NBA playoff action. We have a pivotal Game 6 tonight. I am taking the Celtics money line to advance to the NBA Finals. to take on the Golden State Warriors. You can do that more at the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers can bet just $5 on any team to win and get $150 in free bets if they do. Looking to turn a small bet into a big payday during the NBA playoffs? With DraftKings same-game parlays, you can do just that. Create your own parlay by combining multiple bets like which team will win, total threes made, total rebounds, and more. And boom, you have your shot at an even bigger payout. Right now, all customers can place the same-game parlay with 3 or more legs, get a free bet back up to $25 if one leg does not hit. It's a call to action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use that promo code PHNX, bet $5 on any NBA team to win their game. Get $150 in free bets if they do. That's promo code PHNX, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customer only. Minimum $5 deposit. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for more details. Well, speaking of roster holes to donut holes, gentlemen, J.J. Watt and company posted a hilarious video this morning pertaining to Zach Ertz, some donuts, the team facility, strength coach Buddy Morris, and more. And we're going to play you that clip here now if you haven't seen it.
All right, I have a question for everybody out there. So I know I'm pretty much wrong on this one, but that's why I'm asking the world. Yesterday, Zach said, I'm going to bring in donuts in the morning for Buddy, our strength coach. What kind of donuts do you like? I said, wow, that's really nice. I'm a big fan of the pink frosted, I think it's strawberry, and maple glazed. He goes, cool, I'll pick them up in the morning. Shows up this morning, box full of donuts, no strawberry glaze, no maple glaze. I'm extremely grateful for the free donuts, but do I have any ground to stand on to be upset?
No.
Great stuff there. So before we get to, we're going to draft our top 3 donuts, and we're going to do it round robin style, or snake style. Thoughts on the Watt Ertz conundrum? Are you happy that somebody just brought in food and you're not supposed to take special requests? Damien, what do you think of this whole thing?
I mean, he said it from the beginning. I know I'm probably wrong here. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm probably wrong. At that point in time, you're a football player. Just be happy with what you get. But although he did ask, right? You did ask me what I wanted. You did ask me what I wanted, and I told you I gave you specific details. However, it's donuts. It's not a car. Just be happy, eat it, keep it moving.
That's fat boy conversation right there. Hell no. I asked you for something specific, dog. Let me get that. I asked for a strawberry maple glaze. Let me get that. You go to the donut shop. They don't have just glaze and chocolate. They got to have at least, this ain't Baskin and Robbins, but they damn sure got to have at least 14 different styles of donuts in there. And I said, I just need a strawberry maple glaze. All I need you to do is do that. Now, here's the difference. Ertz is not a rookie. That's the biggest difference. So, yeah, dog, I got some donuts. Just deal with it. But if he was a rookie and you didn't get that strawberry maple glaze, cold tub.
But Sly in the chat said, well, what if the donut shop ran out of those donuts?
You need to get to another donut spot to hit the boy up. Let me know, dog.
Not when it's free. I ain't. Not when it's free.
Here's the
not
difference.
When it's free.
Slide.
Hell no, Frank. You know better.
This is the only difference. This is the only difference.
That's what's wrong with America.
This is the only difference.
Wrong with America.
That is not what's wrong with America. There are plenty of other things that are wrong with America.
Here's the difference. Zach Ertz is not a rookie, so he don't have to travel around at all spots. That's the part about when you say something to a guy in the locker room and you ask for that, dog, you're supposed to give me that because I told you that. Now, if you come in and say, hey, they didn't have any donuts, they didn't have.
I don't believe that they didn't have any strawberry. Everybody's got strawberry frosted with sprinkles, especially that early.
Brother. I'm just saying.
Even in Maricopa, we can get those at my local Dunkin' Donuts.
I needed.
We're all going to agree to disagree on that, but we're going to draft our top 3 favorite donuts. We're going to snake draft it style. We're going to start with Damien, then Frank, then myself. Then I get to run it back, and then so on and so forth. So, Damien, you have the first pick in our type of donut draft.
I'm so happy I went first because I didn't know another donut really option than the one that I'm going to select. So
you better.
You got to go with what you know. And it never fails. You got to go with that glazy. The glazed. Come on,
the OG glaze is the first pick.
Simple. Go to Bosa, get a 30 rack of them, and just enjoy your day.
That is the worst first pick, Damien Anderson, I've ever heard.
I guarantee you, if you poll America, let's put it up on all the social feeds. Ask them what is the best donut. Throw it up there.
Leah's going to do a graphic after the show, and people are going to think it's spam.
We need to do a poll. We need to do a poll.
We will poll the audience here.
Yeah, glazed donut is it.
Frank, you have legitimately the entire board available to you at the second pick here at the PHNX Cardinals donut draft. What are you going to go with here?
And with the second overall pick in the donut draft, first annual donut draft, Frank Sanders selects Krispy Kreme, hot sign only glazed donuts.
Frank, it's basically what I said.
No, you said go to Bosa and just any glazed donut.
No, I said
crispy. You said go to Bosa.
No,
I said Krispy Kreme.
Leah, what am I supposed to do with this? I can't.
Sign. You know that Krispy Kreme hot sign will make a line.
It's crack.
It's crack. Yeah. Hey, calm down, Johnny, because you want some truffle.
These guys are fit professional athletes. They don't know the slum of just going to Dunkin' Donuts and feasting. All right, I'm going to start this draft officially here and join the real world society.
We're going with Glaze. We're acknowledging Glaze as a legitimate.
We like 6'5" quarterbacks. What's wrong with that?
Get the hell out of here! All right. So Damien's is going officially OG glaze. Somehow Frank gets to differentiate and go Krispy Kreme hot sign only glaze.
Hot sign only.
All right. And then with my first pick, I'm going to go Boston cream because that's the only correct answer. Chocolate frosted Boston cream. I get to go back to back. Let me just make a note here. All right. For my second pick, I'm going to go the chocolate. This was always my favorite as a child. Still one of the best. Chocolate Long John. So has my name in it. Of course, it's one of my favorites. I feel like I got extra first round picks now because you guys have butchered it. You're like the Jaguars of drafting donuts. So I get back to back first. Thank you, Jordan P. Boston cream followed swiftly by Chocolate Long John. And we circle now back to Mr. Frank Sanders, who has his second pick upcoming.
Second pick I will decide to take. Look, I'm a donut hole kind of guy. I want to sit in the whip while I'm riding.
That counts.
With a cup of coffee. I want some donut holes, brother. Give me a 30-pack. That's a 30-pack right there on them donuts right there. You talking about DA 30-pack. Give me a 30-pack of them donut holes and let me ride out. I'm a fan of that, my man.
Okay.
I like that pick.
I don't even know what you were talking about there.
Donut holes.
The little donut holes.
You don't know about donut holes?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Damien, you're surprising me here with your lack of donut acumen, my man.
I am. Like you've named all the donuts that I know, bro. Like you.
Did you just join society? Have you been Damien just goes on that Athletic Greens diet night and day.
Because
you got to go back to back picks right now. Do you know two other donuts? If you had to pick two other donuts,
yes, I can. Yes, okay. Johnny. Yes, I had my assistant prepare all my notes for today. Damn, laugh kind of hard. Shit. I'm gonna go jelly donut, Johnny. Jelly-filled donut. Okay. And just thinking really hard. A cinnamon twist donut.
That's a good one. Now we're rejoining society, Damien. Thank you. All right, Frank.
Is there like an apple fritter? Is that considered a donut?
It is. Yep. Bear claw, all that. Okay, apple cider, according to Leah. Frosted sprinkles. Frank, what are you going with? Last pick.
My last two picks, man. I'm honest. I have a tweener between the cruller. Well, I like that one as well as the toasted coconut donut. I'm a fan of those two pieces right there, my man.
You got to pick one. Are you going to go toasted coconut?
Toasted coconut's on the board then.
What about toasted the maple bar?
This is the most hodgepodge list of.
Bro, I think it's a culture thing, Johnny. White people got extra income.
Black
people don't get donuts. Black people get donuts on like birthdays. We get donuts on like graduations and shit.
This is the saddest thing I've ever heard.
We don't get donuts normally, bro.
My white privilege is showing with my donut acumen. All right.
I'm just saying.
All right. I can appreciate that.
Frank, am I lying?
He killing me, Smalls. He killing me. No, man, look, I went to donuts all the day. I went to donut shots all the time growing up, man. But we got glazed all the time. And as a kid, donut holes was like the things they gave us. It just was a hodgepodge of the chocolates, the glaze, man, and then the powder, and they all just be sitting there. So we've had donuts a lot. I'm actually a Dunkin' Donut fan, man. Some of the best coffee and donuts. But when you have that Krispy Kreme crack and that
it's a different level. Yeah, it's a different level.
And Johnny, here's something funny, Johnny. Like
I get a final pick. Do I get to do my final pick?
Real quick. We know this for a fact. Every locker room, a rookie has to bring in donuts. Like it's every day of the week, or three times.
Wait, what do you bring in though? What do you bring in?
They're bringing in glaze, man. They're bringing in glazed donuts with a mixed bag, a couple of them. But it's either going to be, again, we're out here in Arizona playing football, so Bosa just hit the scene. Krispy Kreme. If kids were going to Basha, and there was no Dunkin' Donuts here, so for me and Da in the locker room, JV, it was always from Bashas kids coming in, man, with rookies coming in with Basha donuts, and they was primarily glazed donuts. That's just locker room talk. Now, if you sit in a corporate world like you, or you're in the Muscle Fitness magazine post like you always taking, and this stuff you're talking about just don't apply to me and DA.
That never happened. None of these things are true. Jesus Christ.
Are you still picking a donut, John?
Yeah, I get to pick a last one. I'm gonna do. There's the tiger's tail, the twisted ones with the cinnamon and chocolate. That's my last pick. Thank you, Leah. First of all, this is my show, and I let this go on for far too long. Just the hatred. I thought we'd play a fun game on a Friday. Bo can't come back fast enough as I'm just getting terrorized here.
This is fun.
Oh yeah, I'm having a lot of fun.
I'm just going with culture, and I just can't see.
I want to be educated.
African American community, somebody going up to the donut shop and asking for a tiger's claw. I just never heard that.
Tiger's tail. Tiger's tail.
And I got an Auburn shirt. We're not wearing that tiger's tail. Not doing it. Not doing it.
I love you both. All right, so we're officially in the playoffs, and unfortunately the Suns aren't heating up, but you can watch a ton of quality NBA basketball and then some. But you want to be out and about in the community. Make sure you get your COVID-19 vaccine. They're free for everybody. Ages 5 and older. Those 12 and older are now eligible for a booster. Visit azhealth.gov/find-vaccine for location nearest to you. Again, it is time for some screenshots presented by the Arizona Department of Health. We also have a new partner in the house. Frank knows them well. OGs. We're excited to welcome them. The OGs brand to the PHNX family. OGs is one of Arizona's first original scratch-made cannabis kitchens, and is dedicated to create innovative and memorable cannabis-infused products that flavor life's journey. Quality of their products stem from a combination of accurate dosing and an amazing flavor. Edibles are a not one size fits all. I can attest to that, which is why OGs is proud to offer a wide range of products for all demos and preferences. Their motto is flavor in life, and that is something we can all get behind. Let's get tropical. Guava, strawberry kiwi, raspberry orange, pina colada, which is my go-to, of course. Their orange creamsicle gummies taste like a dream. It's like the ice cream truck coming down. We don't have one of those in Maricopa, but I sure as hell do have some OGs, and it seeks to focus on life's opportune moments to consume our product. For us, these occasions are laid back. They're relaxing. It's fantastic. If you're interested in trying the amazingly delicious variety of flavors that OG Brands has to offer, go to ogbrands.com. That's OGEEZ brands.com to find an OG's nearest to you. Well, gentlemen, we've reached the conclusion of our draft, painfully, but I do want to wish you both a happy Memorial Day. I hope you guys get some downtime with the family. You guys, any big plans? I asked Damien before the show. He said it's going to be low-key with he and his crew. Frank, what about you?
It's the freaking weekend, baby. I'm about to have me some fun. Big dog. It's a big time, man. I got golf on the plans. I'm gonna find me a barbecue I can chill out with and check out some OGs maybe, or just hang out. I meant hang out with some OGs.
With some OGs.
I'm gonna hang out with some OGs. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna hang out with, and then see what else is popping. Maybe Monday I'm gonna play some golf, man. I think I'm going out of town, play a little golf.
Nice.
Not bad.
Not a bad weekend.
Well,
enjoy it. Be safe.
Be safe. Everybody just strap in, gear up here, because the off season and the Arizona Cardinals and PHNX is just gearing up. For those of you who don't know, we got OTAs continuing on next week, June 3rd through the 9th. And then look at that date, the 6th through the 9th. What word am I looking at here, gentlemen? Mandatory as it relates to Kyler Murray. Will he be at mandatory minicamp. I can tell you who is going to be in the house, Mr. Bo Brock, who is currently relocating with his family back to the desert. We are so excited to have Bo and company back in Arizona. We hope he gets here safely and securely. Start of next week. For everybody, be sure to check out gophnx.com. Get yourself a membership. 50 cents for the first month, $8.99 for the subsequent months. Check out the PHNX merchandise locker. Get that fly-ass hat that Damien is rocking, my man, right now. Want to remind everybody, be sure to like, subscribe, leave us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Looking forward to having a nice, low-key weekend with the family. Come back next week. Check us out. Hopefully we'll get some Cardinal content to talk about. But in the meantime, stay safe. See you guys. Have a great weekend.